My name is Mr. Magic.
What does magic mean to you?
Magic to me, that's actually quite a difficult question to answer, kind of, on the spot, because I didn't know you were going to ask me this. But magic to me is basically anything that isn't what it really is. Something that you think it's one thing, but it turns out to be another, which is essentially what happens in any magic trick. You think one thing's going to happen, or something that shouldn't have happened happens, which kind of goes back to something that it is that it really isn't, or vice versa. So just something that is just out of the ordinary. That's what I think what magic is. I make things be magical. Like, see, take this over here, deck of cards, for example. Alright? Look over there. It's just gone. Like that. I don't know how I do it. Not a clue. I started doing magic performing about 6 years ago. I started doing magic because growing up as just being real little, seeing all the magicians go and do all the crazy little things like making stuff disappear, stuff go through something else, making stuff appear out of nowhere, just got me interested in doing magic. So like I said in a previous question, at least 6 years ago I started to take this seriously and start performing. The first magic trick I ever learned was just a very simple pick a card trick, shuffle it into the pack of cards, and then deal out 6 cards, and then they would pick a card or pick a row of cards, and I would start eliminating cards, and then the last card that was left on the table was their original card.
Can you do that trick for us right now?
Right now.
Do you need a table?
Yeah, we can do it right now. I don't really know what to call this trick. I mean, it could just be called the 6 card trick, something simple. I don't know. I don't really think it ever had a name. If it does, I didn't ever learn it. Alright, so for the trick we've got a pack of cards here. I'll go ahead, let's open up the box of cards. I've got a red card straggler in there, don't worry about it. And so I'm just going to give the pack just a quick shuffle here. And the trick basically is I'll have somebody pick a card. So let's say they pick this card right here, the 8 of spades. Now normally they wouldn't tell me what the card is, but just for the sake of the video, they would have picked the 8 of spades. And so we'll just take the card, shuffle it into the pack here a couple times. And then once it's fully mixed, just kind of deal out, I like to deal out 6 cards. Sometimes I deal out more, but I usually just kind of like to stick with 6. And I'll use Matt here for this next part. We've got row 1 and row 2. Matt, would you pick a row?
Row 1.
Row 1, okay, so we'll keep row 1, and I'll take out row 2. Alright, Matt, we got cards 1, 2, and 3. Pick a card.
2.
2, alright, so I'll go ahead and take 2 out. Now, Matt, we've got 1 and 3. Now pick one of the cards.
3.
3, alright, that's going to be eliminated as well. And so the last card left on the table is the card that they selected. So that's the what I like to call the 6 card trick.
And this was the first trick you ever learned, correct?
Yes, I'm going to say this is the first trick I ever learned. It's the earliest one that I can remember, at least, off the top of my head. My YouTube channel is basically just sharing my performances that I have all year long. And just kind of, share it with everybody else, kind of give like little sneak preview, little clippets of some of the show. Because my show is constantly changing. I'm always adding stuff, taking stuff out. So there's never a show that I do that's exactly the same. Every show is just a little bit different. And so the use of the videos is just to give you little snippets of each show, so that way it just kind of helps encourage you to come out and come see a show, because you never know what's going to happen. I actually don't even know what's going to happen. I plan for a show and I go to perform it and something goes different, I just have to roll with it, I'll plan to do a certain amount of tricks, and the next thing you know, I'm doing tricks I didn't even plan on doing. So, like I said, every show is a different show. I am making like a little DVD of just a couple tricks to sell like after I do a show, for those that want to, you know, learn a card trick or two, you know, it'll be about 8 tricks in the DVD. No, you cannot buy the DVD online. You have to come to a show to buy the DVD. That's another thing. I won't put it online. You can find the dates of the shows by going to Facebook, typing in Mr. Magic in the search bar. You can go to mrmagic.wordpress.com, and on the side of the screen it'll show upcoming events if I have any currently scheduled. It'll be listed, but I'm constantly, every time I've got a new show, I go and I stick it up there. So usually there's 1 to maybe 4 different shows already planned out, ready to go.
That was an extremely awesome answer. All right, thanks.
You're welcome. So I'm talking while waiting for the cards to happen, and just sitting here, and the cards are falling, and I don't want to look up because, you know, there's something raining on top of me.